Morning, everyone. So I ask you these questions. How often do we seize the opportunities we seize? How often do we take the opportunities that are given to us? The quote that I'm going to go off is, "Teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself." It is a Chinese proverb. And I'll say that I agree with this. Teachers, that we go to class, we come to learn. Teachers give us, teachers give us the tools that we need to prepare and guide us so that we can continue to be successful in the future. And I'll explain how. First off, I'll start with homework. Homework, not all of us really enjoy homework. Now, teachers, they go through lectures, and the homework is there for us to reinforce what we learned in class. The teachers, this is an example, they open the door, they give us this homework, and we choose whether we should do it or not. And that is where we make the decision, are we going to do the homework, are we going to take the time and put in the effort? And so that's one. The second idea is, our profession. As we take classes in college, we all get a slice of, different classes like sociology, psychology, and, we can ask our professors, Professor, what do you think about this profession? And, they guide us, they give us examples, they give us their experience and such, they can give us advice and say, what do you think about this profession and you're going into? And so, in that sense, they do guide us, they tell us what we need to do, what we should do. They give us advice, and it's up to us to take up that choice, choose to decide. So, and I just want to end that. And I fully agree with this quote that teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself.
Well, there are a few things about the speech that I think are pretty effective. I think you've got a good set of questions at the beginning of the speech, an excellent transition to the topic, and a clear point of view. There's not really a preview of what you're talking about. In the body of the speech, though, you have two distinct examples that you're going to discuss. Neither of them gets much detail, and I think it would be more personable and a lot more interesting if you could talk about illustrations of homework that you succeeded or failed on that would have made a difference, for instance, following through on, and talking about maybe a conversation that you did have with a professor about career choice. You just can kind of keep it at the abstract level, and without that personal detail, it's always going to stay that way. It's going to be less involving. Presentation issues, you project your voice pretty well. There's okay variety. I do think you could use a little bit more energy in the presentation. It does flow very smoothly. I did like that. Your gestures are limited because you've got that big set of pages in your hand, and as a consequence, you don't seem as much into the speech as you do into the ideas that are right in front of you, and you keep looking down at those pages on a regular basis, looking for the next thing that you're going to talk about, which I thought was okay when it came to the content, but was very distracting when it comes to the presentation, and that limits your ethos a little bit. We want you to have a good impression with the audience, and here's a chance to sell yourself more as a person, and you don't really get much out of that. The facial expressions, for instance, they need to be a little bit more dynamic, just like your voice does. Nothing is particularly wrong there, it's just that you're missing some opportunities. I like at the end of the speech that you come back to the quote and tell us pretty much what you think of the ideas and remind us what we're supposed to get out of the presentation. All right, thank you.